Messi has made headlines, Mbappé has made headlines, Bellingham, Yamal, Vinícius, they've all given fans moments to remember. But while the spotlight has followed the stars on the pitch, another story has quietly unfolded in the background. Some incredible players came to the 2026 World Cup and still haven't played a single minute. These are the stories nobody's talking about, and there's no better place to begin than with N'Golo Kante. Not too long ago, the idea of leaving N'Golo Kante on the bench would have sounded ridiculous. This is a player who built his entire career by making everyone around him better. He wasn't the flashiest player on the pitch, but when the pressure was at its highest, managers always knew they could count on him. Whether it was winning the ball back, covering impossible distances, or simply bringing calm to midfield, Kante had a habit of making difficult games look easy. So when France announced their World Cup squad, nobody questioned his inclusion. Maybe he wasn't expected to start every match, but surely a player with his experience would have an important role to play. Instead, that moment never arrived. France changed midfield combinations, gave opportunities to different players, and marched into the knockout rounds. But Kante remained exactly where he started, on the bench. Then came the ultimate disappointment. France were knocked out by Spain, and one of the greatest midfielders of his generation left the tournament without playing a single second. Would France have beaten Spain if Kante had played? We'll never know. Football doesn't work that way. But in a knockout match decided by the smallest margins, it's impossible not to wonder if his experience, composure, and defensive intelligence could have changed something. It's one of those World Cup what-if stories that fans will be debating for years. And if you think that's surprising, England somehow managed to create an even bigger talking point. Coming into this tournament, Kobbie Mainoo looked like one of England's brightest young stars. Calm on the ball, fearless under pressure, and mature beyond his years. He seemed like the perfect player to inject energy whenever England needed it. But that opportunity never came. England rotated their midfield throughout the competition. Different players were trusted depending on the opponent. Yet every single time the substitutes warmed up, Mainoo's name was missing. As the tournament went on, the questions only got louder. If not now, then when? Even if he wasn't part of the strongest starting 11, surely a player with his quality deserved at least a few minutes. Instead, one of England's most exciting young midfielders watched every game from the sidelines, while fans and former players continued asking the same question: why? From England's biggest mystery, we move to one of Uruguay's. Ronald Araujo is exactly the type of defender you want in tournament football. Strong, aggressive, fearless, and built for high-pressure moments. Yes, he arrived carrying a muscle injury, but once he was available, many expected Marcelo Bielsa to throw him into the action sooner or later. That moment never came either. Uruguay struggled to find answers during crucial moments of the tournament, yet one of their biggest defensive leaders remained an unused substitute. Whether it was a tactical decision or simply a lack of confidence after his injury, we'll never know. But considering everything Araujo has achieved over the past few years, watching the entire tournament from the bench wasn't something many people predicted. Speaking of unexpected decisions, Spain have one that's just as difficult to explain. David Raya isn't just another backup goalkeeper. Over the past few seasons, he's established himself as one of Europe's elite. Brilliant reflexes, excellent distribution, and incredible consistency have made him one of the most reliable goalkeepers in club football. Now, goalkeepers rarely rotate during major tournaments, so sitting on the bench isn't unusual. But David Raya isn't an ordinary reserve goalkeeper. He's good enough to start for almost any national team in the world. Yet, throughout Spain's World Cup campaign, he could only watch from the sidelines. The coaching staff kept complete faith in their first-choice keeper. And while that decision worked, it's still remarkable that a goalkeeper of Raya's quality never got the opportunity to step onto the pitch. And finally, let's talk about a player whose story has quietly gone unnoticed: Marc Pubel. He may not be the biggest superstar on this list, but those who follow Spanish football know exactly why he's so highly regarded. Young, energetic, and full of potential, many believed this World Cup would be the perfect stage for him to announce himself to the world. Instead, he spent the tournament waiting. Spain weren't afraid to rotate players in different positions, giving several squad members opportunities throughout the competition. Yet somehow, Pubel never got his chance. Not when Spain was comfortable. Not as a late substitute, not even for a few minutes. For a young player, that's incredibly tough to accept. World Cups don't come around every year, and every minute on football's biggest stage is priceless. Missing out completely has to be one of the hardest experiences a footballer can go through. And maybe that's the side of the World Cup we don't talk about enough. While millions celebrate the goals, the trophies, and the heroes, there are players whose tournaments pass by almost unnoticed. They train just as hard, prepare just as seriously, and dream just as big as everyone else. But for one reason or another, their opportunity never arrives. Football can be unbelievably cruel. One decision from a manager can completely rewrite a player's World Cup story. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these 5 players do you think deserve to play the most? Was it N'Golo Kante, Kobe Mainoo, Ronald Araujo, David Raya, or Mark Pubil? Or is there another player you think should be on this list? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more football content, and I'll see you in the next one.